Good morning, everyone. My name is Liza Cherepanova, and I am a student of the St. Petersburg State University of Economics. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you today. I'm here today to talk about a variety of views on international markets. I have divided my talk into three main parts. I will begin with the protectionism and its advantages and disadvantages. After that, we will look at the free trade and talk about it. Then, we will talk about the attitude of people from different countries to protectionism and free trade. I will take about 10 minutes of your time. Let's begin. I think it's not a secret for anyone that the world is becoming more globalized. International market is developing too, covering different countries more and more. There are different points of views on international markets and laws regulating them. Some of countries prefer free trade. However, open markets and free trade are coming under much criticism by the countries that are convinced that protectionism is better. I believe that every point of view has a place to be because protectionism and free trade have both disadvantages and advantages. Let's talk about it. I would like to start with the protectionism. Some countries think that free trade can damage their cultures and industries. They practice protectionism to protect their infant industries until they stand on their own feet. There are several examples of barriers to trade that are used under protectionism. Firstly, it is tariffs. Tariffs are taxes on imported goods so that the imports cannot compete so well against domestic products. Secondly, it is quotas, which limit the quantity of imported goods. Also, one of the main barriers is subsidies. In other words, money paid to domestic producers so that they can sell their goods more cheaply than foreign competitors. Of course, there are other restrictions on trade, for example, expensive licenses for importers, which adds greatly to cost um, regulations relating to documents which a company must have to export its goods to certain countries. To summarize, the advantages of protectionism include help the country to increase its trade balance, reducing input levels, improving of the performance of production within the country, support of the domestic infant companies and industries. At the same time, there are disadvantages. Protectionism increases the economic isolation of a country in the international market, limits the range of goods and the choice of the consumers. Despite of the fact that the protectionism helps countries to avoid the bankruptcy of small local companies, I think only free trade and open markets can increase competition and promote high quality products. What is more, it may be the only way to combat the economic slowdown. So what is the free trade? We can say that free trade is a situation in which goods come into and out of a country without any controls or taxes. There are countries which truly believe in free trade. They try to liberalize their trade, take away barriers to trade, and remove things which stop people to trade. Talking about advantages, free trade provides an opportunity for consumers to have more choice of goods and services. As a consumer, I can get offer a wide range of products and to have an opportunity to buy high quality products at a lower price because of increased competition. So maybe development free trade can increase economic growth for each country and promote higher standards of living. But on the other hand, free trade can reduce the influence and the value of domestic natural resources and native culture. Also, the countries practicing free trade really afraid unfair competition. For example, dumping. When producers sell goods at very low prices, usually for less than it costs the company to produce their goods, they afraid it because it can lead to bankruptcy of domestic infant industries. Now, I would like to share with you the results of one survey which were published in one of the articles I read. Some years ago, the Pew Foundation surveyed 45,000 people in 47 countries. One of the questions asked about opinions on growing trade connections between countries. How do people around the world feel about expanding trade between nations? This table shows the shares who answered very good or somewhat good for some of countries surveyed. We see that when adding up the shares of those who say that growing trade connections between countries is very good or somewhat good, Americans had the least favorable attitude toward increasing globalization, while the Chinese and South Africans ranked highest. In fact, among the 47 countries surveyed, the United States ranked by far the lowest on this measure, followed by Egypt and Italy. In conclusion, if you ask me what is the trend of the development of the international market, it seems to me that completely free trade isn't possible in today's world. Countries will try to balance between free trade and protectionism until every country agrees to work and to globalize the world together to make the trade beneficial to everybody. It's all I wanted to say, so thank you for your attention. Now, if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.